Tuesday, NHL best bets on the ice. We've got NHL bets for you, sides, totals, props, a lot of good stuff here on PuckTime, WagerTalk TV. Andrew, Carmine, Prez, Bryan, we're here to bring you guys some winners and hopefully give you a good show. Guys, any comments you guys drop, any questions you have, we'll try and make sure to pay attention to them and address them as well. Hope you all had a winning night in the NFL, a winning night in the NHL. Thanks to all of you guys that got my best bet prop play in the NFL. We keep on rolling with those best bets. So it was tight, but we got there with Travion Henderson over on his rushing yards. And it was about a break-even day on the ice. So we'll try and move forward to some great days in the NHL tonight. Carm, good morning to you, my friend. How are you? And how was your Monday?
I'm in a good mood on Tuesday, but not because of Monday, Andrew. It wasn't a break-even day for me in the NHL. It's one of those ones where you're on the show and you tell people, I had a couple leans on underdogs, Columbus being one of them, San Jose being the other. They both won. Unfortunately, they weren't client plays. I got ducked. That's with the capital D, ducked. On my games, but we're right back at it today, and we're going to get some winners in there for you guys, and then completely nothing to do with NHL hockey. Before we bring the Prez in here, Andrew, I was cooking before we bring the Prez in. I was cooking yesterday, so I wanted to make risotto. I made a great risotto, and I wanted lamb chops, the barbecue. I go to the store. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. They close at like 11. They have this beautiful rack of lamb chops. I say to the lady, give me the whole rack of lamb chops, clean it up, and chop them up. And she goes, there's a bone on it. I go, yes, that's why you have a saw. She goes, no, the saw is clean. I go, perfect. The saw is clean. She goes, no, saw clean. You take home, you cut. No, it's got a bone in it. Cut it. She refused to cut the lamb chops. I had to leave them behind and go somewhere else to buy them. Who cleans a saw at 3:30 when you close at 10 or 11 o'clock and refuses to cut it up? It's like a $70 piece of meat that they lose business on because this lady does not want to cut the lamb chops. Anyways, with that said, let's bring in our own, we're talking lamb, but let's bring in the goat.
Yeah.
And that
I was going to say,
Prez.
Carm, I can't think of a better hockey segue for the start of our show. Great hockey segue. Let's bring in the Prez. What's up, Prez?
Maria,
good morning,
Andrew. Because we go from lamb to goat.
I couldn't tell if he was trolling us.
Maria,
or not,
thank you for not serving Carm yesterday. The lamb. Appreciate that. I'll send you the money. I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll do it again next week.
He planned it out for you. He planned it out.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hey, boys. What's up? What's up?
Well, you got the white beard coming in again, eh? Look at that.
Vivian hates it because of the mustache. But I got ski season starts December 12th, and I like it. I like playing with it.
Can you not forget about dyeing the beard? Can you not dye the mustache white? Give us like a truly Santa Claus, St. Nick's kind of look.
Yeah, don't dye the beard. I like that idea.
Yes.
Just dye the mustache.
Yes, just like Carm dyed his hair bald.
Come on.
Bald.
I hear great things about liquid paper. Prez, you're
going to
talk. It's you very rarely come on and talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs, but you're going to talk about the Leafs in Florida. And I will say this.
Wait, what?
He's
talking about the Leafs today?
I didn't pick.
Andrew, I assigned the game to him. Bryan picks his own game. Prez, he has no idea what is going on. Once 8 o'clock kicks in, the edibles are there, and you can't get him to pick a game. But I will say this. When he comes on and talks about the Leafs this season, he has been pretty much bang on every single prediction. So let's give the pucksters watching this what they need, what they deserve. Another win in this game.
Yeah, so as Carm mentioned, for some reason he keeps giving me the Leafs, but I keep winning. Last week I gave you the under, it cashed. The week before I gave you the under, it cashed. And while this week I'm going to stick to the regularly scheduled program and give you the under, and I think it will cash. 6.5 is the total. And look, I get it. I understand why it's 6.5. Toronto 18-7, give or take. I think 18-6-1 to the over this year. Florida Panthers 13-10 to the over this year. So both teams are playing to the over, and Florida, more importantly, is really struggling to keep pucks out of their net of late. With that said, I think that comes to an end today. The Leafs have gone under 6.5, 5 of their last 7 games. And I told you this would happen. I came on the show and I said to you, the message coming out of Toronto and what we're seeing right now is this team is transitioning away from a cycling 5-unit style team into a north-south heavy, grind them out, dump and chase hockey team. And that transition is going to take time. This team now with Joseph Woll and net is playing much better goaltending wise. The defense is playing much better as well. And the offense are back checking. On top of that, I don't think this team has the guns to score 4 goals on any given night. At 6.5, I'm looking at this game and thinking 3-2, empty net 4-2. That still stays under the total. And the bottom line here, guys, is that this is a rivalry game with 2 teams that hate each other. March month's already been trolling Toronto. I think in typical fashion, the Leafs struggle to score tonight, and I think the Leafs do play good defensively. I like under the total of 6.5 here, guys.
Prez, do you think that these guys like Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes, do you think that overall people just completely undervalued what they brought to the defensive game, to the Maple Leafs? Because looking at them, I think that people, obviously they miss their offensive touch, but to your point, I mean, these guys bring a two-way forward game. And I think that what people almost didn't talk with Mitch Marner enough about is, yeah, sure, in the playoffs, he might be a soft player, but he's still a good two-way forward. Do you think people are going to hop on overs now that these players are back, but they don't realize that maybe these guys are good defensively as well?
That's a great question, Andrew. The answer is from an Austin Matthews perspective, yes. Austin Matthews is regarded as one of the top defensive forwards in the league. And I think that if he wasn't as good a goal scorer as he is, people would realize how great a defensive player he is. Also, Nylander is really good on the back check as well. And I think Nylander led the league one year in, lifting the stick from behind and scooping the puck. Matthew Nyes is a good defensive forward, but I can't sit here and tell you he's elite. I know that Austin Matthews is elite. But I think ultimately defense in hockey now is a full team program. It's a full unit program. If your forwards are not forechecking and back checking, it doesn't matter who you have. You're not going to play well defensively. And I think we're watching Toronto slowly buy into what Craig is trying to do.
Yeah, no, I get it, President. You look at I think one of the things that people do when they look at Florida, and they're obviously not, they don't have a full lineup, is they look and they're like, well, I don't want to go against Florida because they've lost 3 straight on home ice. But you could have said the same thing after they lost 2 straight on home ice, and Calgary coming to town and they lose that one.
I did say that.
Yeah.
I was on Florida in that spot against Calgary. So I agree.
No. So 15 goals they've allowed in their last 3 home games. The Leafs, and I mentioned it on last week's show, I think the Leafs are a bet on team. I think I talked to you about when they were playing in Pittsburgh and they were only minus 125. I think they're a bet on team, a minus 125. But the Leafs, I think has to do more with the Leafs struggles than anything else early on in the season. But once this team puts it together, they're going to be they're going to go on an extended win streak, and they could be in the midst of it.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think if I had to take a side tonight, I would take the Leafs as well. And I think moving forward, I'm going to be looking to bet on them. So we're on the same page, Carm. I do want to mention one of the guys in there is all up in arms about my horrible New Jersey Devils pick yesterday. man, Carm, it's so delicious being yelled at for free picks that you give out because you're not betting them, because they're not client plays. Like nothing like that. It's like it makes me so happy to get yelled at for a free pick I gave out on. I literally ran down the board, every single game on the board at 100 miles an hour yesterday on the best betting show ever. But that man wants to single out my New Jersey pick. Kyle Hinton, Prez is not good. I'm definitely not good. I'm freaking great, baby. Okay.
Well, Prez, on October 13th, you gave out a losing play. It was a free play.
I know.
I'm pretty pissed at you.
Okay.
What the hell was
Two
that?
months ago.
Oh.
What was with that?
Spectatochus.
All right.
Okay.
At approximately 11:11 on Tuesday.
Prez went off the rails.
What do you have to promote on $5 Tuesdays over at WagerTalk?
Thank you for asking, dude. Actually, thanks, Habs. I appreciate you, dog. Same with you, quadruple M. That's not even a triple M. Carm, I've got a NHL play up tonight. It's a money line bet. I really like this play a lot. It's only $5. But most importantly, I have my first ever 5% NFL parlay. And you guys can get that for half price. And we're going to use the exact same promo code as we used last week. It's half with an L, half price, HALF price. You get my NFL 5% parlay, first one I've ever had. And guys, I'm over 64% in parlays since January of 2024. So head over, grab that, use the promo code half price. And Washington Redskins, I know I'm so annoying sometimes. I love you guys. Carm, Andrew, thanks for having me on, man. I really enjoy coming on the show, and you guys are doing such a great job.
All right. Love having you, Prez. Best of luck to you with all your $5 plays.
Wait, Keaton Blondin wants a shout out. Well, I'll shout you out, my brother. I appreciate these guys coming and taking time out of their day and watching these shows with us, dude.
All right. Listen, best of luck with your plays. I think I will see you on Friday. Poker game.
Yeah, I'm excited, Carm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to lowering your net worth just a little bit. But with that said, it's not going to even make a dent in it. I get it.
Prez, before you get out of here, are you an XRP?
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to crypto, Andrew. Like, I have serious sums of money in crypto. I mean, like insane sums. I don't even look. All of this stuff is willed to my children. I've decided I'm not selling. So yeah, I don't even.
Good man. Family first. All right, brother. Take care.
Okay, be good, everybody. Lots of love.
All right, guys. Prez, of course, doing multiple shows a day. I had to ask him. I feel like I like throwing a curveball, and I know it's a curveball he might appreciate. So I
hope I'm one of his children, Andrew, because I know how many Bitcoin he has. Oh God!
I'm going to change my last name to Presman. How about that?
Oh dear God! But I want to make Andrew before we go to Dallas. Before we go to Dallas. Before we talk Dallas and the Rangers, to anyone who's watching either live or later on, if you're one of my long-term package holders, whether it's 730 or the full season of NHL, if I'm not following you on the X, I don't spend a lot of time on the X, but if I'm not following you on the X, drop in to not in the live chat, but drop into the chat later on when the video is posted, your screen name, and I will give you a follow. And I'll tell you why. I don't post a lot on there. It's just it's such a toxic website at times. But I love DMs from my clients, and even on games that I do not have, and they bounce information off me. Andrew, they'll say one of the guys, Truman, he'll be like, "What do you think of this game?" or "What do you think of this game?" And I give my honest thoughts on it. And sometimes I think from a client perspective to get that is very good. So if you're on the X, just drop me a message here and I will follow you and you'll be able to send me DMs. And I just don't post on the site. But with that said, Andrew, let's talk about the Dallas Stars and the New York Rangers. Minus 130 on Dallas, the Rangers plus 108. Andrew, I'm going to say this about Dallas before I send it to you. Watching this team play, it is just, they are built for the playoffs, the Dallas Stars. Like, they just never give up. They get behind. They just come at you. They cycle the puck. They're just a scary team right now. And right now they got a good, I think, good tandem in goal, which is obviously Ottinger, and Casey DeSmith has been pretty good this season as well, too. Minus 130 against the Rangers. Adam Fox out for the Rangers tonight. I don't think he's playing tonight for them. Is this a buy low price on Dallas?
It's one of those things here. You guys are kind of a good bounce back spot for the Rangers, but is it a good bounce back if it's against a team like this? That's kind of the question. The Dallas Stars coming off a game in which they made look super, super easy against the Ottawa Senators. Is this the year for the Dallas Stars? Is this the year for this team to take that next step? And of course, maybe they'll have to deal with the Avalanche once again. But other than that, they seem to be the top dogs in the Western Conference. Carm, looking at this game here, the opening number, I have my odds logic page in front of me being minus 125. And with the game barely moving at all, we've seen very little indication of money coming in on either side, or it's just been a balanced number. But total in this one is 5.5, and that hasn't really moved too much. And I'm going to go over the total in this one here. We got a Stars team that's been involved in some very exciting games as of late. 8-3 over the Oilers, 4-3 over the Mammoth, 6-1 over the Sens. This team knows how to put some goals up on the board, and I know the Rangers have that reputation of not being the best team at MSG this season. It's so weird, especially in a sport like hockey, when a team is not as good at home as they are on the road. Doesn't really make much sense to me because you get the last change. You're supposed to be better at home than you are on the road. But I think the Rangers are going to start turning things around. I kind of lean, honestly, to the underdog in this situation. But then I took a look at my last 10 games, 5-on-5 expected goals against. The Rangers are the fourth worst team in that category. You got Edmonton, Vancouver, Chicago, and the New York Rangers. That doesn't really give me hope as far as their defensive ability. So instead of taking the dog in this one, I'll take the over. I expect goals for both teams. And, a lot of times I used to say these 5.5s are 5.5 for a reason. But if you get both teams showing up here, which I do think we will get a back and forth contest, we get over the total. Carm, the biggest thing from where I'm sitting with 5.5s is it takes 2 to tango. I find with 6.5s, you can see a 5-2 game. You can see a 6-3 game, whatever. But with 5.5s, you kind of need a good game. And with the line right now not moving either direction, that kind of indicates to me, the books, they made this line the right way. The number should be the way it is. And this should be actually competitive hockey game. One team will get to 4. Maybe I'll find out which team that is. Look at the team total at plus money. But regardless, I think this game does go over the total. I'm going to throw it back to you with this, Carm. This team has had minimal flat spots, this Dallas Stars team. They've been looking pretty good as of late. They just smoked the Ottawa Senators. They could have taken the third period off because they look so good. Is there a chance at all that they take the Rangers lightly here?
I don't think so. They haven't taken anyone lightly all season. Like, this is a team that, if not for Colorado, they would be first place if not for the phenomenal play of Colorado right now, they'd be in first place. They're 17-5-4. Only, I think, 5 regulation losses for this team, and 9-1-3 on the road. 9-4 if you're looking at it in wins and losses, but you have to look, take into account picking up sort of those loser points as well too, Andrew. Team's healthy. They're playing well. I just, it's who is the better team here, and the better team is Dallas. Are they the better team at the end of the night? I'm willing to find out. I think 130 is a buy low price on them. I don't think you can get any higher than that because you get some Rangers home money coming in on them as well too. And Andrew, just to let you know, if you ever see someone tangoing by themselves, it's a sign that you're in the wrong room because it's not a good thing. The only time I've ever seen someone tango by themselves is Brian Leonard on his 18th beer. But with that said, let's bring Brian Leonard into the chat.
Oh man, I want to see Bryan on the dance floor. What's up, Bryan? How are you?
Yeah, I would, after 18 beers, I would be on the dance floor.
Morning,
God bless
Bryan.
you, Brian. How are things?
You know, I was all excited. Prez comes in, does an excellent breakdown of the Toronto game, and I'm thinking, damn, he's on his game today. I'm gonna have to congratulate him. And then all of a sudden he goes off the rails, talking to people that aren't even there on the chat. And I don't understand how you guys could do it every week and keeping that guy under control. Can you imagine his wife?
Well, Bryan, it's especially great because he has no other shows that he does all week, so we give him his 10 minutes of fame. It'd be if he didn't have a show like maybe right after this one to do, then I'd get we give him his 10 minutes of fame, but he's gonna have a show that's longer than this one after this show. Yeah, maybe I'll have to go on his show.
Through the show, we got 2 games handicapped by now.
This is what I'm talking about. The people want more picks, and we've talked about 2 games here. So with that said, Bryan, what do you have for us today?
I'm going to take a look, and Carmine has made fun of me the last few times I've been on picking a game that nobody cares about. So which game is the one to pick today? What's the Calgary and Nashville game, obviously. The Flames, I think the Flames are on the uptick right here. They've been outscored by 17 goals on the season, but if you take a closer look, 17 of those 27 games were played on the road. Teams play much better at home in the long run. You made some mention about that in your earlier segment. But yeah, you would expect a little bit better at home than you would on the road. And, Nashville's been outscored by 28 goals. That's 11 goals more, but yet 15 of their 25 games have been played at home. This Nashville team, ever since they made all those trades last year, brought in the free agents, they just have not been the same. It just didn't work. And they kept a lot of those guys this year, and it's still not working. They're not very good. The Flames have won 5 of the last 9 games of late, and they beat Dallas and Florida. And 2 of those losses were to Tampa Bay and Carolina, 2 of the best teams and hottest teams, especially from Tampa Bay right now in the NHL. Defeats Carolina on Sunday, was in overtime, 1-0. So they're playing really good hockey right now. This is the final game of the 5-game road trip for them, and they open up 4 straight home games Thursday. So they want to come out of this with a nice victory, and I think they can get it here. The Flames have had much better as of late, as I mentioned, and Calgary lost in Nashville at their only other previous meetings. So you got a team that has some revenge in mind also. And I talked about Nashville. They've gone 2-3 since returning from Sweden. But the last 4 opponents are all struggling right now. They've got wins over Detroit and Chicago while losing badly to Florida and Winnipeg. And, Florida hasn't beaten anybody of any substance lately. They beat Vegas. They seem to always beat Vegas in the regular season. And then they beat Nashville, but they're not playing well at all. And Winnipeg, ever since the goalie got hurt, they're just a different team. So why are the Predators a small favorite here? I don't know. They should be favored, and in fact, the line is going that way. So if you like me with Calgary, you want to get that now at the plus 100 range. I saw like up to 106 out there, but to me, there's no contest with the way these 2 teams are playing. I like Calgary.
Brian, you know what? I agree with you. I think that Calgary is in the right spot here. It should be Dustin Wolf and Saros in goal tonight. That's what I've seen as expected. Neither one of them is confirmed, but that game they played against Carolina was a very good game for them, and they've had a good road trip. They were scoring some goals before that, as was Nashville as well too. Nashville's been scoring some goals, but I just think Nashville's one of those. Nashville's a team that I just, moving forward, I want to bet against them in spots where we're not laying a lot of money, because I think they're going to be a seller at the trade deadline. And as Andrew mentioned yesterday, and Andrew made a very good point of it, I think we're going to see trades earlier this season than we normally do, especially with the break that comes up for the Olympics. I think they make those moves well in advance. And I think they have that no trade. The NHL has the no trade clause in around Christmas time as well too. So you never want to trade a guy, on Christmas Eve. But
It
I'm
could be a
sorry, when
present
you're
for
making
some
like
of those guys to get out of those.
you're making $5-6
situations.
million a year. Yeah, it comes with the territory. You trade them whenever they want. Bryan, I'm not going to ask you what you got to promote just yet because the chat has spoken and they absolutely love you. So we're going to keep you around. And that's why I scheduled the Vegas Golden Knights and Chicago as our next game. But Andrew, I'm going to go to you first on this one because I want to hear your thoughts before Bryan gives us his thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights. That's the only reason I have a 293 favorite on today's card to discuss, Andrew, because I know you were probably wondering about that. Chicago plus 231, total sits here at 6. Andrew, are you smashing the Knights tonight?
Well, I'm going to keep it the 3 panels here, guys. Let's just have. I think I don't need a clip for. I don't need a clip for this one, so we can have a 3 of us breaking it down together and kind of just conversation format here. This is one of those games here where I look at it, guys, and I'll be honest. I liked not even just a 3.5 over 4.5 at a big plus price for the Golden Knights on the weekend against San Jose. I'm not a puck line guy. I thought that could have been a good play. Like, guys, what better of a situation? And I'm the biggest believer in the fact that I love the way the NHL draft works. I love how there's been so much more competition in the league this year. And you've got Bedard and you've got Celebrini literally carrying their teams to wins. I mean, it's unbelievable to watch the Sharks and the Hawks play right now. But if you're the Vegas Golden Knights, you're supposed to be the big dogs and the alpha males, the older players in the league. Shouldn't the San Jose Sharks and the Chicago Blackhawks be a pretty good get-right 2-game set? Hey, what do you guys think here? I mean, hey, look, we got the San Jose Sharks coming to town. Oh, really? After that game, we're playing the Chicago Blackhawks? Like, for a team that's been struggling, losing to the Sens, losing to the Habs, losing to the Mammoth, losing to the Ducks, wouldn't you think, Bryan, that getting to play the Sharks and the Hawks back-to-back games, I know they're good, and I know that they have, they have some promise, these young teams, but look, obviously insane prices here, but you got to think that these games, they should have been pretty good get-right spots for the Vegas Golden Knights, right?
I want to comment, but I want to hear Carmine's thoughts first because I don't want to influence anybody until the end. So we'll see what Carmine has to say about it.
I'm going to keep mine. I'm going to keep mine simple. You guys know my and this is the last game of the night, dudes. My 20 minutes and out play here is going to be the over 1.5 in the Vegas Golden Knights game on home ice. We'll see what Chicago brings to it. They didn't look good in that first period against Anaheim. Unfortunately, they looked very good in the second and third periods, or else we'd be talking about, I think, a 5-game losing streak by the Sharks as they hit the road for this one. I think the Knights are probably, Andrew, and you guys can tell me, they're a top 3 team in the NHL. That's the way I see it. And I honestly believe that the top 3 teams right now are, at least at this point, are all in the Western Conference. I think it's, when you watch how they play, I think Colorado, with the full season of Landeskog now, this team just scoring. They're playing phenomenal hockey. They bounce back. The Dallas Stars built to be a playoff team, and the Vegas Golden Knights. Mitch Marner has found a new lease on life there. He must be loving it because the media, even when they lose, do not do to him what the media in Toronto did to him, or what the fan bases did to him. So it only bodes well for the Vegas Golden Knights moving forward with this team. Top 3 team for me for sure. But I'm going first period over, Bryan.
So, Bryan, I just want to add before you go, and I know obviously you know the details about this. Overall, you've talked about it in the past about how the difference between each goalie might not be large enough to quantify a change for one play to the next. It's just about the team aspect. Obviously, we've got a goaltending situation going on tonight with a player that I remember like, you know how you can just remember plays you've had in the past? A lot of times we remember losses we've had because we're pissed about them.
Yeah.
But I remember, and look, overs are more fun, right? We all can agree overs are more fun. I've cashed a lot of unders in my betting career on Carter Hart games. Now he's making his first start back in the NHL in a little while now. Do you think this team gets behind him defensively?
That's a great point, and I think you made two great points in your analysis before we went to Carmine. And yeah, this is, first of all, this is a different Golden Knights team than it's been in the past. The situation in the past, I would love to play the Knights here, and you're right, but I don't think this is the same Knights team the way they're playing this year as they played in the past. They're deeper, but they're not getting really any scoring out of anything other than the first two lines. And in regards to tonight's scheduling, yeah, Carter Hart's back, and he did not look good for the Silver Knights, but he hasn't played in a long time. And the coach said they need to play him because they know he's rusty, which means to me that in practice this week, they've been working on their defense, trying to help him out like they do with the other guys. The other guys that they've used, because they've had a lot of injuries in the goalie situation the last few years. So I think it's a game where Chicago's, pretty good offense, but I think, from the Golden Knights standpoint, they can hold Chicago to a couple of goals here and get out of here with a 3-2 or 4-2 win. That's the way they're going to play it. The problem is I've watched Chicago against Vegas, and like a lot of young teams, Vegas just doesn't have the speed to keep up with them. I used San Jose the other day plus 1.5 in a game. That was another outrageous line like this. I said, there's no way the Vegas should be favored by this much. And that's the way I feel tonight. Will they get the win? Yeah, probably. The line's telling you they should get the win, but we can get Chicago plus 1.5 at basically a pick and price. I got plus money the other day with San Jose in that regard. I think we're laying maybe minus 110. And, they'll say, well, it's back-to-back games for Chicago, but Vegas had a really busy schedule as of late. So they might not be in the second of a back-to-back, but they played a lot of games lately. And right now, Vegas, they got bringing back Stone to the power play definitely helped, and he scored in his first game back. He's been terrific. He scored just about a point in every game they played this year. Marner's been very good. He's not scoring, but he's setting the opposition up. He's first, taking it from one end to the other. To have two guys eyeing him to do that is going to help them in the future. Problem is, right now, they're still in the present. And I hate to mention anybody who played like St. Louis yesterday. I couldn't understand that line. I know the spot screams St. Louis, but how the hell are you going to bet St. Louis at a 150 favorite when they haven't proven they should be in that range? That's my feeling on this one. And I've got 2 hockey plays today for clients, and these are the ones I've given out on the show, so I won't talk about that. But I do have a package for college basketball, 24-14 run in college basketball. I believe I was number 2 in college basketball last year, at least in the top 4 off the top of my head. But we've been very good in college basketball, and I've got a special today, all of my college basketball, and you get it for only $5. I got 2 plays up right now. We're going to continue to work on that the rest of the day. But if you're going to buy anything, buy that instead of the hockey, because you already know what I like in hockey tonight.
Awesome, Bryan. I just want to make note of last thoughts on this game tonight. And it seems like we've talked a lot about a minus 300 favor, but Chicago did play. Obviously, Chicago did play on Sunday. Or on Tuesday, they have to make the cross country flight, and from Chicago to Vegas, it's still a good 4.5 hour flight, I believe, if that's true. So I'm going to guess that today was just an optional skate, or this morning is going to be an optional skate for them. Probably starting right about now. Usually around 9 a.m. is when the skate, 9 a.m. the skate starts, and the goaltending definitely comes into it with Carter Hart being a little rusty. We'll see, and that's one of the reasons why I think I like the first period over in it. Is if he does let in a couple loose ones to start the game, I can pretty much flick the TV off, go to sleep, and wait for the Wednesday night card to start. But
you guys know how NHL works. It's always like the storylines in sports. It's all there's a player's last game, a player's first game back from an injury, and I know the elephant in the room surrounding Carter Hart coming back, but that has nothing to do with us on this show, right? I mean, Carter Hart playing tonight used to be he was a great goaltender when he played in the league. I would be shocked to just, look at the scores tomorrow morning or watch the game tonight and see that he got lit up. I just think what you said about Bryan, about them wanting to play defensively in front of him, whether you're looking at the under or the first period money line for Vegas or the puck line for Vegas, 2-0. So Carm can win his bet. I mean, whatever it is, I think that this is going to be one of those situations where it's going to be the soccer park the bus mindset for them. Like Bryan, I think there's definitely a world that your bet hits. I like that thought process. Would you agree, though, that plus 1.5 sort of correlates with a lower scoring game as well?
Yeah, Chicago. It's not going to be higher. I can't see how this is going to be a higher scoring game unless he's really that bad and they fall behind early, and then Vegas is like, well, we're going to, they may pull. But right. I don't think this happens. It's only one game against a team that's not in your division, so it is a conference game. But they need to figure out what they've got here. And the other guy that they just sent down for him, he performed pretty well for a rookie not being up there, but he wasn't as good as the other guy. But still, you saw the way they treated him when he was in there. He didn't give up a lot of goals, but they didn't score many. That was the goal plan, to win the games 3-2. Yeah. And Vegas wins this game 3-2, and they score, 2 in the first. Hey, I'm very happy with that one. But I just can't.
Perfect.
Can't
love it. Perfect. And listen,
thanks for reminding people that wasn't the second of a back-to-back. I screwed up.
Yeah, it's all good. But one last thought. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about positivity on this show, except for the opening few minutes when the prize is on. But listen, with that said, no matter how it's funny, Bryan, no matter how bad things might be, just for you guys out there, just remember, you're not a field goal kicker who kicks the ground a foot behind the ball.
He blamed the holder. Did you see? He blamed the holder this morning.
It's funny. Sorry about
that. It was like the scene of Charlie Brown.
I'm watching it with my wife. I'd seen it so many times on the internet. I go, you got to see this. It was on the local news. And I said, look at the way the holder's holding that ball. I said, he kicks that. It's getting blocked. He didn't have it the way they normally do it. And so he said, I'm not going to screw up my kicking record. Yeah. He says, let's, and I swear to God, usually you go, yeah, right. But I saw it. I go, that's what it was. Look at the holder. Look at the way the ball.
Well, Bryan, he made someone lose their job. He might have made somebody lose their job.
Better than him losing his job by kicking that right into the line. I mean, I don't blame him at all.
True. Yeah. And I'm just happy it wasn't at MetLife Stadium and it was on Gillette, because if that was MetLife, people would have been going crazy about the turf, right? At least it wasn't in New York or I guess New Jersey.
Well, didn't Danny Dimes trip over the 20-yard line, run into the end zone for a touchdown once?
Yeah, but he's just not athletic.
Wow.
I'm going to give you guys.
You're calling an NFL quarterback not athletic.
Not athletic. Here's my hot take. In about 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to have Oilers fans outraged. And I'm bringing this back to the Oilers. Oilers fans are going to be outraged that they didn't sign Carter Hart. That's my hot take. You're going to have 2 or 3 teams led by the Edmonton Oilers. And don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying he's going to light it up, but this defense is bad for the Oilers, but the goaltending has not been acceptable. You're going to have a team like that. And my other take is that they're going to sign Jordan Binnington from the St. Louis Blues. Those are 2 hot takes. Binnington has played pretty bad. And I've continued to say that he's going to be the starting goalie for Team Canada at the Olympics, regardless, because he's been their goalie for a while. This is like the worst year for him to have an Olympic year coming up because he's been pretty bad. I think that Binnington gets traded. Carm, you mentioned Nashville being sellers. There's 2 teams in that one division that are going to be sellers. The other team is the Blues.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. You think the Blues will be a seller? I think if they're in the playoff race, I think the sellers are likely maybe Calgary. I think Nashville. is going to be
But their owner won't sell. He refuses to give players away. That it's so stupid. He's like, no, we're not going to rebuild. It's like, okay, dude. Like,
well,
you guys.
When Bennington
go any further on it, Brian, but wouldn't because you talked about the scoring on the first couple lines for Vegas, and that's doing well, but drops off there. Marsha's show, coming back for a playoff run in Vegas.
For like half of what they offered him.
Yeah,
I love it, but Bennington, when he got pulled, he got into it with the coach a little bit.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they said, "No, we love each other. It's just the heat of the moment type of thing."
Yeah.
But I thought the same thing. I go, St. Louis is not a good team this year. If they can get some young players for that, I agree. I think he does get traded.
Goalie trades are always interesting. It's not the same as a player getting traded. Like it's weirder to see a goalie get traded. Usually those happen in the off season. You know what I mean, Brian? Like it's weird to see a goalie trade in the middle of the year.
Yeah, fans get really upset if you trade their goalie, and especially Bennington, who's been there a long time. But they have
How about Marc-Andre Fleury? How about that guy?
I still have people in Vegas that still wish he was here. And I said, you do know he's stunk ever since we traded him, don't you? I said, I love the guy. He's a great guy. But it was a great move by Vegas to do it.
I'll defend him for one thing, though, Brian. There's about 14 teams in the NHL that would like to have him right now, and he's not even playing in the league. He could probably still crack a roster, I bet you. He could still crack a roster, that's for sure. All right, Brian, we'll let you get out of here. College basketball, NHL, make sure you get Brian, WT.buzz/BL. We got to get to Carmine's play of the day. Thanks so much, Brian. We'll see you next time. All right, Carm, I'm going to just tweet out some player props tonight. We got to get the show moving on.
Yeah, we got a minute or two. Come on, relax. Take a deep breath.
Come on, we got 13 games. Come on.
Inhale, exhale. But
come on, I'll start talking to you with
my hands. When you talk about,
come on.
This is how old, Andrew. There wasn't newspapers. There's no newspapers now. There were newspapers back when I was growing up. One of my friends, and as kids, we played street hockey. One of my friends comes and he's got like a copy of the Toronto Sun, and he's waving. He's got, the Leafs got a goalie. The Leafs got a goalie. Fled communism. I'm like, fled communism. I've never heard of this name before, right? And then the front page says Yuri Sira fled communism to become Leafs goalie. The guy fled communism. That's not his name. Yuri Sira was the guy's name. Fled communism, and that was the headline on the Toronto Sun. Yuri Sira fled communism, and my buddy thought the guy's name was fled communism. So how do you love that one? Andrew, are you doing a same game parlay on the show? And let me tell you, I'll tell you why I hate same game parlays now.
Yesterday I was 3 for 4, and I was pissed about it. I'm going to just tweet out props that I like today. I'm not going to do a same game parlay.
Okay. I dislike it because yesterday I played one because I just didn't like the football game. So I played a same game parlay and everything hit. And all I needed was one more catch from Tracy Jr. And I'm looking for him. I'm like, where's Tracy Jr.? He's not even on the field. And I guess they must have heard me because they showed him in a golf cart being taken to the dressing room. And goodbye, same game parlay, Andrew. So this is why I do not like same game parlays.
Carm, what I don't like is the fact that they can remove or correct something that already happened. Yesterday, my same game parlay won. It won. And then I checked the score app again and it lost. How could it already win? And then it lost after that. I mean,
I played this at FanDuel. DraftKings will do that every once in a while. I accept the fact that players are going to get injured when you play these things. And this is what happens. So,
well, mine was 4 for 4, and then they took it away. It said that it lost.
It's a lost play, but
they graded me a winner, Carm, on my sports book. They graded me a winner, and then they took it away. So that was pretty. Josh Morrissey had 2 shots on goal, and they took one of the shots away from him. So I lost. So that's a tough way to lose.
Those shots on goal things can be a disaster at times. You think they're wins, and they turn into losses overnight. Anyways, guys, same game. The pod play. Yes, I am going with the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's not a homer bet because I do not like the Leafs, but I like them tonight in this spot. Plus 132. We cashed with the pod play yesterday. The first period over in the Sabres game. That one got there after like 4 or 5 minutes. That was an easy winner in that one. These are two teams, Toronto and Florida, that people expected these teams to be playing for first and second place in the Eastern Conference. You know where they are? They're tied for last. And they're tied for last in the Eastern Conference with 25 points. Even the Sabres have more points than both these teams. Plus 132. I said the Leafs are a buy-on team and moving forward. Florida not playing the greatest hockey right now, especially at home where they've lost 3 straight. Let's see if we can cash a plus 132 with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Go in there and steal one from the Florida Panthers. That is your pod play for today.
Carm, what do you have up at WagerTalk?
Andrew, I'm writing the timestamps down. So, if you could,
Okay.
It's okay. I'm kidding. All right. Currently up at WagerTalk, I have 3 different $5 plays, one for NHL tonight, one for a Premier League game this afternoon. It's a best bet as well, too. The NHL is a best bet and an NFL best bet. 3 different plays, all $5 for each one. You can get them over at WagerTalk. And we've got some we got some really good deals going on right now. Even college football, you can get all the bowls, college football bowl package. And you get, if you purchase that, you get the rest of the college season for free. I closed out the college season, Andrew, on a really nice winning run. I think 7-0 winning run with college football, including 3-0 this past weekend. And I'm going to be heavily involved in the college bowls. So you can head over to my page and find that. And then there's some great NHL, NFL packages where you get the World Cup of Soccer absolutely free as well. So all you guys in the chat, man, awesome show today. Andrew, I'll send it over to you. Let us know what you have up and close it out.
All right, Carm. Yeah, looking forward to a really, really good day. Hopefully we can catch some tickets. I hit my best bet yesterday in the NFL. I continue to tell you guys, I know that NHL, you see me on PuckTime every day, but NFL has been great for me. 4% best bet winner yesterday. We'll have an NFL best bet 4% play coming up this afternoon. That will be for this Sunday. So you guys can get that for $5 at midnight. It'll go back to $25. So I know we have so many people at the website that do NFL, and I get that, and a lot to choose from, but NFL has been going very, very well for me. As far as the NHL, 2 plays will be $5. The beauty of it, and Carm mentioned the beauty, we used to only have 1 play each that was $5. Now we can have multiple plays that are $5. You guys can go to our page. Any play that we have up for grabs, listed for just $5. So guys, check that out. Looking forward to a huge, huge night. Let's have a winning night. Carmine, myself, all of you guys in the chat, let's make some money. And also make sure you check out my pre-scout, a great video I'm doing every night, every morning. You guys can check out my videos at wagertalk.com. They are now in the videos tab. Go to WagerTalk TV, go to the videos tab. You can see my videos I do every single weeknight. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button. It does help us out quite a bit. We'll see you next time right here on PuckTime.